talking to him for? He's already out. Silence. I'm calling you out.
I'm calling.
I would take an offer from anybody besides Mr. Wonderful.
You're a get the out of here.
Oh! Okay, well, are you all out?
A competitor named Cash enraged the sharks on the US version of Shark Tank. He mentioned an app whose income depends on him. Additionally, he's unable to promise the sharks any minimums.
Jared, you don't have any traffic yet. Why would she give you exclusivity when you have nobody on this?
Because you probably had to qualify the exclusivity to an app or something specific as opposed to all bookings, right?
We can know all booking.
He and Mark were squabbling all the time. He expressed confidence in his company and claimed that people believe in them. He was warned by one of the sharks that he's rude and unable to listen.
No, focus here a second.
We become a payment platform and a tool for them. But I think, guys, what's the most important part about this is people believe in what we stand for.
I feel as though you don't have the capacity to listen. Could you imagine what kind of a partner you would make for me?
3 sharks have already signaled their exit. He was questioned by a shark about how much money he's putting into this company. He claimed that experiential learning is about to happen.
It seems to me like this is just not going to be one that's going to make it. I'm out.
I just think you're going to have a lot of people teaching dangerous things, and one lawsuit can kill the entire company. I'm out. Cash, how much of your own money do you have in this?
$200,000.
He said that the education sector is worth $4.1 trillion and that online learning is advancing 3 times as quickly. How is Cash going to shield himself from liabilities was a question one shark had.
Education is a $4.1 trillion industry. Online learning is going 3 times as fast.
Preach.
How you're going to protect yourself against liabilities. I just think you're going to have a lot of people teaching dangerous things, and one lawsuit can kill the entire company.
Cash respects the dedication with which they created a passionate community. He instructs them to visit his website since the stories there will motivate him. Cash used slangs against the sharks after each one announced that they were out.
Go online, just search Be Somebody. You're going to get inspired by all the stories that you hear. To have an opportunity.
Cash. Silence.
We're going to own the experience.
I'm calling you out.
I'm calling.
From Boston, Massachusetts, candidate Manish Sethi asked for $500K in exchange for 3.14% of his business. To stop the sharks from doing the undesirable habit, the candidate explained to them how his product works. Some of the sharks began to chuckle. Additionally, he mentioned their post-launch accomplishments.
Pavlok harnesses scientific methods that have been researched for decades. Our users have had incredible success in changing their behaviors. I've always had severe ADD. I could never get myself to actually get stuff done. I hired someone to sit down next to me and slap me in the face every time I went on Facebook. And it very rapidly trains your reptile brain to associate that uncomfortable stimulus with the bad habit.
This is based on the Pavlovian principle.
He also explained to the shark how he came up with the idea for his firm. The sharks received the samples too. After receiving the product Zapshot, the sharks became alarmed. Mark declared it to be gibberish when the competitor was responding to a question from Robert. Regarding the sales of his product, the candidate was debating with all the sharks.
Can you set it higher?
Yeah, I'll do it right now. All right.
Oh. Ow! Turn it back.
Turn it down.
Ow! Wow, how do you turn it off?
More than 50% of our users break their habit in 7 days or less.
Let's leave the skepticism out for 1 minute. Explain to me why you're worth $14 million.
Sure. Number 1, our sales are great.
What are your sales?
We actually just began shipping this week. We've sold $800,000 of revenue.
Wait, orders.
3/4 of the users were pre-orders and 1/4 of the users were prototypes.
You got a book
These
that has
are your
none of those studies are yours.
No,
They're
no,
just
no, no.
related
These
to
are
versus
studies
therapy.
The contender was debating the sales of his merchandise with each shark. Lori opted out since she said this product was not for her. Barbara also left the session because she said it was difficult and exhausting. Robert claimed that the product's valuation was excessive and that is why he was absent. Mark was already upset with him when he revealed the reason for his absence.
As I say, things are either heroes or zeros. For me, this is a nowhere near-o. I'm out.
On pre-orders, it's too much.
But you went so over the top with nonsense, and for those reasons, I'm out.
Kevin proposed a loan of $500,000 with 7.5% equity for 24 months and 3.14% equity to the man. Since Manish dislikes Kevin, he turned down the offer.
I'm going to put it on for 24 months at 7.5% and balloon payment me back in 2 years. If 1/3 of your projections are right, you can easily do that.
This is the problem. Damn it.
There's no problem.
And Mr. Wonderful, I can't.
Junior from Big D in Dallas, Texas, requests $500,000 in exchange for 10% equity in his business. He then describes his invention, the Tour, or World's Smartest Lockbox, saying that currently when we drive by a property, we have to call the agent, schedule an appointment, and wait for several days, or worse, weeks. However, wouldn't it be great if we could tour that property right away?
You to tour the world's smartest lockbox. Buyers and sellers to access the lockbox with or without an agent. I'd love some help. Sure. So imagine Barbara's driving down the street and she sees a property for sale. She pulls it up on the tour app. She immediately sends a request. Press the power button until you see that color wheel. There you go. Now the lockbox opens up. Okay. She'll grab the keys, tour the property on her own or with a realtor. Seller gets a notification saying Barbara's completed her tour and now Barbara can leave feedback and be on her way.
He then goes on to explain how it works, explaining that it allows the buyer to tour the property. After viewing the property, she would place the keys back in the lockbox and press the phone's close button. When she asked for offers, one of the sharks on the show said that this was normal because he had seen the same lockbox on 15 homes in one day.
Last Saturday, I visited 15 homes in a day, each with an electronic lockbox on it. The agents just held their phone up,
that's it.
Bluetooth, they get in. So you have one incremental change on that. That's the only thing that you're doing that's different.
Junior tried to explain, but they didn't understand.
In one day on your own, as opposed to calling your agent, the agent calls the showing company calls the listing agent.
But why can't the company that already has massive market share do exactly this?
They're old, they're dated, their technology's old. They have no platform, they're so disconnected from realtors today.
So Kevin and Barbara made an offer of $500,000 for a 10% partnership and $400K of it as a loan and 18% interest, and he reduced his asking.
I'd like to join Kevin on his offer, but I need to have a contingency because it's enormously high risk.
$250,000 for 10% and a $250,000 line of credit.
Okay, we'll do $200,000 for the 10%, $300 loan.
Deal.
Good job, guys.
Good job, guys.
Alexander, he presented his product Prontobev. He's the inventor of a new type of wine color. Two of the sharks reject his offer, so one of the sharks offer $100,000 for 50% of his company. The shark said, "There's a lot of competition in market, so you need someone to handle the business, so I'm offering this offer." But Alexander asked for $100,000 for 5% of his company, so after hearing what Kevin, the shark, said, Alexander was shocked.
I'm gonna go and give you $100,000. I want 50%.
I have some good news and some bad news. What do you want first?
Give me the bad news first.
Bad news first. I'm out. The good news is I think you have something clever.
So Alexander offered the shark Kevin 20% for $100,000 of his company. Alexander did not think for a second. He agreed with that deal and get merged by Cuban.
What's your next product, Alexander?
Our next product is a martini shaker.
What are you talking to him for? He's already out.
That chills martinis.
I'll give you $100,000 for 25%, contingent that you raise the other 100.
Yeah.
Done. I will.
I will. I really will.
All right, Alexander.